everyone, welcome back to our channel Ignited Medicos. This is Diksha. In this video we shall be learning about alpha and omega oxidation of fatty acids, which comes under the main heading lipid metabolism. In the previous video we had learnt about the beta oxidation. If you haven't already seen it, first see that video and then come back to this video. Now let's see alpha oxidation first. So let us know, where does this alpha oxidation occurs. It mainly occurs in the brain, and to speak about the intracellular site, it occurs in the peroxisomes and endoplasmic reticulum. To know what happens in this oxidation, we have to see what is the structure of fatty acids first. As we have discussed yesterday, this is carboxyl end, this is methyl end, and we shall start numbering from the carboxyl end as 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And the carbon next to the carboxyl carbon is alpha carbon, the carbon next to it is beta carbon, and this is gamma carbon, etc. And from the methyl end we can number it as omega 1, omega 2, omega 3 and so on. In the beta oxidation, which we seen in the previous video, the bond between alpha and beta were broken. Hence, it was named as beta oxidation. Here, now in this video, we shall see the bond breakage between this carboxyl carbon and the alpha carbon. Hence, it is called as alpha oxidation. So, what are we doing here is, we will be removing one carbon atom as CO2 from the carboxyl end. And with this oxidation, there is no yield of ATP, and hence we don't get energy from this alpha oxidation. The enzymes which are required in this oxidation are alpha hydrolase and alpha oxidase. Now let us see a small story. I'll tell you a small story, and with that story you can remember this process in detail easily. So here is our hero, and our hero's name is Alpha. So he's a fighter, and he'll be fighting everywhere he goes. Even if he go into milk, even if he dive into water, he'll be fighting every time. So people around him thought, let us offer him some water so that he shall be calm all the time. So people gave him some water. What happened then? Even then that hero was fighting all the time. Then people realized, then came the moment of realization where people said, oh, even if we give water, this fighter will not stop fighting. Then what we did is, we gave him some oxygen and put him into prison and said him, we have given you oxygen, so shut and stay in the prison. So this is the story. Here alpha refers to alpha oxidation. Our hero fighter, fighter is phytanic acid, and water refers to alpha hydroxylase enzyme. And here is O, we are exclaim, so O is OH phytanic acid, that is a hydroxyphytanic acid. And here oxygen is alpha oxidase, and the prison refers to pristanic acid. This is the way you easily remember the process. Now what happens in the conversion is, first we have phytanic acid, and it has CH3 group on C3 carbon. Which is C3 carbon? This is C3 carbon. That is beta carbon. What happens in the beta oxidation, which we learnt in the previous video, is we took one hydrogen from this beta carbon and one hydrogen from the alpha carbon, so that there was double bond formation. Now what happens is, here in the place of two hydrogen atoms, we have one hydrogen and one methyl group in this hydrogen's place, that is in the beta carbon. So we can't be able to do beta oxidation in this process. That is, in phytanic acid we can't do beta oxidation. So what we do is, we convert this phytanic acid into alpha hydroxyphytanic acid with the enzyme alpha hydroxylase. And this is obtained from milk and other products. Then with the help of hydroxylase, this is converted into alpha hydroxyphytanic acid. This is again converted into pristanic acid with the help of alpha oxidase. And then this pristanic acid has two hydrogens in the place of beta, and this pristanic acid enters beta oxidation in order to give us energy. And to remember this, you can easily see here is our hero, that is in alpha oxidation. What happens is the phytanic acid is converted into hydroxyphytanic acid, phytonic acid. Then it is done by the enzyme, that is water or alpha hydroxylase. Then we give him oxygen, right? So the enzyme used in this step is alpha oxidase, and he stays in prison for a long time after that. So the prison refers to pristanic acid, and then it enters beta oxidation cycle. So this is how the process occurs, that is alpha oxidation occurs. What happens if this hydrolase enzyme is deficient or absent? So the disease caused is Refsum's disease. Here what happens is there is absence of alpha hydroxylase enzyme. This is alpha hydroxylase enzyme. As we see now, this phytanic acid is converted into alpha hydroxyphytanic acid only in the presence of this hydroxylase, alpha hydroxylase. When this enzyme is not there, what happens? This step doesn't occur, in the sense this acid is accumulated. There is no conversion of this acid further, phytanic acid further. So we can see the accumulation of phytanic acid in the brain. And due to this condition, what are the symptoms we can see is, one is neurological disorders, that is disorders of neurons in brain. And then we can see retinitis pigmentosa, that is back wall of the eye, that is retina, will be damaged in this condition. And then we can also see nerve deafness. Now we have seen alpha oxidation of fatty acids. Now let's see what is omega oxidation of fatty acids. So first let us see, where does this omega oxidation of fatty acid occur? Here it occurs in microsomes. How will you remember microsomes? There is M in microsomes and there is M in omega. In this way you can remember in microsomes omega oxidation occurs. What happens in this omega oxidation? Let us see the structure first. As we have seen this fatty acid before, this is carboxylic end and this is methyl end. From methyl end, here in methyl end we will be numbering as omega 1, omega 2, omega 3 and so on, right? In the same way, here this omega carbon is there. This omega carbon will be oxidized into carboxylic group. This methyl group will be oxidized into carboxylic group, and this step is called as omega oxidation, as there is involvement of omega carbon. And then this step is done by the enzyme hydroxylase, and along with this hydroxylase, NADPH and cytochrome P50 will also help in occurring this step, that is the conversion of methyl group into carboxyl group. Then there is a case called dicarboxylic aciduria. When beta oxidation is defective and when dicarboxylic acids are excreted in urine, this condition will be seen. So in this way we come to end of our video. And if you have any doubts, you can get back to us on Telegram channel or even comment below. And the Telegram handles are mentioned in the description box. These notes, these colorful notes will be available on our Telegram channel. Please check them out as well. And also leave your valuable reviews under each video. Please like, share and comment, and this motivates us. It is very easy to join our family, that is by clicking the subscribe button below, which is completely free. Stay positive, work hard, make it happen. Thank you for your patience.